San Miguel Beermen set to face the TNT Tropang Giga tonight in a battle between two of the hottest teams in the Philippine Cup, and the Beermen are coming off a victory over the Northport Batang Pier last Saturday in a breakout game for San Miguel newcomer and hot shooter Robbie Herndon. And Robbie now joins us live to go all out on this story. Rob, good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk.
Good morning, Sir Felix, and good morning, Sports Desk. Thanks for having me.
Nice to be talking to you again, Rob. Thank you for being here on the show. And I mentioned, what I mentioned, it was a huge game for you against Northport Saturday. That's why I messaged you right away. Here are your numbers, man. 21 points for Robbie in almost 20 minutes off the bench. So that's more than a point a minute. You also shot 8 for 15 from the floor for 53%. 50% from beyond the arc from downtown, 5 of 10. Would you say you've already adjusted, Robbie, to the San Miguel system and to your loaded team, to your teammates after joining them at the start of this conference?
Yeah, I could say so. My situation was a little different because they had been practicing for around 2 to 3 months before I even joined the team. I believe I joined like the day before their first game. So, I had to fast track my learning and everything like that. So, it took nothing comes overnight. Mm-hmm. So, I just stayed patient with it and positive and just learn their schemes and things like that as scrimmages went on through practice. That always helps. So, but now I feel like I'm pretty accustomed to it, and they're all, like you said, they're all really good players. So it's not very hard to play when you're playing with a bunch of good players like that.
And you just said you had to fast track the process of getting accustomed to your new teammates. Of course, it doesn't happen overnight, and the system that you have to get accustomed to. And your teammates, the good thing about San Miguel, you're loaded with a lot of great players, but they're really good also off the court. They're nice players. You get Chris Ross, Marshall, all the Junmar. These are really great guys, Simon, that they just let you play your game, right? Tell us more about your experience of adjusting to these guys that you just mentioned have been practicing for 2 to 3 months and have been around in SMB. CJ's been there for quite some time now. Of course, Marshall, Chris Ross, Junmar. What have been the challenges for you as one of the newcomers to this San Miguel team, and how can you say you've grown since joining this particular SMB team?
Right. So like you said, they're all very humble. Some people might think you might go to a team like this, they're decorated, they've won so many championships, but and they might have, a certain attitude or way about themselves, but that's far from the truth. They're all very humble and very welcoming, and that made it super easy. And another thing that made it quite easy is I knew a lot of these guys before I even joined the team off the court and things like that. You guys like Simon, Chris, Mo, Marcio, all those guys, like I'm friends with off the court before I even joined the team. So that, that helps and plays a huge role. And, even like Rodney Brondio, me and him have been teammates on every single team I've been on since my rookie year. So when I joined Magnolia, Rodney was my teammate. Me and him both got traded to Alaska. And then now, I tell Rodney all the time, wherever you go, I'm going. So wherever Rodney's headed, I'm going to be headed too. That's like our little inside joke. So, it's been actually pretty easy because everybody's just super humble, super welcoming. And, it's just been a fun experience so far.
Yeah, and you guys are rolling like a well-oiled machine so far. By the way, tell Rodney Brondel not to move. Just tell him to stay in SMB so you also stay with SMB. Well, we know that guys like, like you, Simon and Ciso, Jerry Cruz, you're all getting that chance to step up and shine because you also have a lot of injuries in the team. Chris Ross is down, Terrence Romeo is still down, Vic Manuel also down. Talk about that kind of mindset, though, that you guys have of filling in for these, great players, for these guys that we know we always hear that in sports and next man up, but literally that is what the kind of mindset you should have, next man up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, for players like us, we take that pretty serious because, we don't want to let the team down and things like that, especially when players like them get hurt. But I think it's a luxury that, these guys are hurt, but they get time and they don't have to rush themselves back, because, guys like, Jericho and Simon and things like that, they're also really good players in their own right. So, they're holding the ship steady while those guys get time to rest. So, I think it's a luxury for the team that, these guys are resting and taking their time to get their injuries right while, we're still able to win these games.
Well, big game tonight, Robbie, against TNT. It's game day, and they've won 5 straight games. They're really playing a lot better now with that guy, Mikey Williams. He's back with the team. What's your biggest concern against TNT, aside from Mikey Williams?
Obviously Mikey's a huge problem to deal with, but they're just a good team all around as well. You got R. Pagoy, you got Poy Aram, all those guys can play. So it isn't just Mikey we have to worry about. There's a game plan for the whole, for everybody on that court. And like you said, I think we're both the top 2 teams right now, maybe a never as well. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be a big game tonight. It's gonna be probably competitive from start to finish. So we're excited. I think this is a good test for us to see exactly where we are.
Well, it feels like it's going to be a preview of the playoffs or even the finals, unless he never has something to say about that, of course. But good luck tonight, man. Thank you again. Great talking to you and catching up with you, Robbie. Great. Keep it firing, man. Keep it firing. And I'll
Felix, I appreciate it.
Stay in touch. Thank you. Again, that was Robbie Herndon, the San Miguel Beermen.